So my video black and white, I mean business. Thought I'd make this video to dedicate it for my friend. Looking back to myself, I've been through so much healing, so much pain, right? I mean even now I'm still struggling and still healing. And I believe that healing is something that will never end. It's not like just heal from a past trauma. Maybe you could have a future one or the present one. Maybe you lost your loved one. Maybe you broke up with your girlfriend after being together 8 years. And so, whenever I try to help people, I try to give as much advice as I can. But I also start to think maybe what they need is not our advice. Yeah, maybe sometimes, but maybe most of the time, what we can do, whether as a friend or as a stranger, is to help them to understand themselves, asking questions, or sometimes try to ask them to reframe their thinking. How would you think? How would you feel if you're thinking another way? And now my friends struggle with a lot of things as I am, and a very common thing is this sense of meaningless, don't know where to go, feeling stuck, feeling that you're supposed to do things, but you're just here sitting lazy. And I hear a lot of time people would consider themselves as lazy. Maybe they put themselves down. Me, for example, as a classic, I would do that a lot. And it didn't feel good because when I chat with my other friends, right, they didn't judge me for the things I do. Like I cook, my first time cooking after years of not doing that. They didn't judge me for you should just quit cooking, shit like that. Yeah, we make jokes, and even I find it funny also because like I overcook it. And but they encourage me, they tell me they're proud of me and all that stuff. And I think a lot of times we seek for external validation, and I think to myself, why do I do that, right? There must be a reason for that. And lately, as I reflect on myself, I notice actually the one that really judge myself the most is me. And yes, it sounds cliche, but I'm gonna explain what I start to understand. I think as I was young and I grew older, I was often judged, and I lost this sense of self-value. I attached to result, I attached to grades, I attached to my obedience and all that, to in hope people would love me. I attach my worth to the external things. And as I grow older as well, even when the people love me for who I am, accept me for who I am, I notice that I'm still worried about how they think. Like my friend, just a chill guy, no judge. But every time I'm afraid he's gonna judge me because things that I said I didn't do, but I didn't notice I was the one doing that all the time. And me worrying about others makes me think that maybe I'm seeking for confirmation. If I'm judging myself, I'm a bad person, I'm an asshole, then I would want my friend opinion. Hey, do you think I'm a bad person? I need reassurance. I need to know the things I'm doing is actually okay and safe, even if I already know it is okay. But my mind start running, it start repetitive thoughts and all that, and then I start worry and I cannot think clear. Even if I keep repeating to myself, it's okay, it's completely normal, then I feel the urge to find my friend and then just seek for validation and agreement and just to feel safe. This person says it's alright, I'm finally okay. And I think I lost this sense of trust and this identity for many years. I didn't know. I feel this conflict. I still wanted to do the things I feel right. It's still within me this whole time since I was born, I guess. But I always wanted to be a right man. I want to do right things. I want to do what is honest. And when I share with people, oh, I talked to this person like this, and then so often I receive this reaction or judgment where like, no, you can't just talk like that. Then it's just over the time I will have this strong conflict and tension to do or not to do. And that's, at the end, it does really come back to myself. Now, when I say come back to me, it's not to blame myself for all these things, Yeah, some things I have to take responsible, but a lot of things is actually requires me to understand myself. It's like this inner child, this soul that is locked inside, that's begging, it's crying for help. And I think a lot of people just whoa. I think a lot of people just ignore that, People use substance like alcohol, porn, video game, and drugs, whatever it is. A lot of people just suppress emotions and they just mask it off. And I think a lot of people didn't understand when I talk about honoring emotion, doesn't mean all of a sudden now emotion is to drive your action, your decision, but it's rather understand that what is making you feel this way, right? And what is the motive that drives you to taking certain action, and that action become habit, and that habit become addiction, and then you cannot conquer it. And that's something interesting to think about. And yes, I'm just making a general assumption because everyone is unique. So more often I would want to stick with my own experience and just how I feel in general from what I see and what I notice. So look, man, I know you're struggling. I don't know if you ever have the time to watch my video, but I just want to let you know, you know me for 5 years, man, and you see my struggle, and it takes such a long time. It takes 3 years for me to be here, and it's not like I'm become like a millionaire or successful person, or have like 1 million, followers or 100 million views, whatever it is. I'm still me, and the difference is I have more awareness, and I understand myself more, and I have more compassion to myself. I have been chasing for the perfect version of things, whether it's myself or the things I do or the event that I go or the friends that I make. I'm afraid of losing friends. I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of dying early, then regretting not to do everything else. But I didn't realize all this regret about the future. I actually regret one thing: I did not live. I mean, not 100%, but most of the time I worry, and then worry, the time just passed. I didn't live fully. And being fully doesn't mean you need to be 100% productivity, you need to start grinding, you need to start working out and all that. But sometimes just be, it's like do with intention, right? If I keep chasing, for example, if I want to make my own brand, I want to be successful, I don't know when will I die. Then I rush myself to success. But let's say I'm gonna be dead in 10 years, right? And this 10 years is just full of suffering because I want that moment, that of success, that feeling that I chase for. And that's something I realized I would never get. It's like even this feeling is sometimes it's just spontaneous, right? Like if I watch meme and it's just like scroll out of nowhere, it's like funny, then I just laugh. I have a good laugh. But if I keep on having this idea that I need a good meme, I keep scrolling, then it's fleeting. It's just this craving for this specific feeling that will never be there. And I think that's some of the most dangerous thing. People think, having cars or having a well-paid job, then everything's gonna be fine. But honestly, to ask myself, how often have I really feel satisfied, right? I graduated, it was MCO, lockdown 6 months, I'm desperate every day for a job, I get a job, I start struggling at the job, I quit the job. Before even I quit, then I struggle if I want to quit or not. After I quit, I struggle again, need to find a new job, and it's just this endless craving, chasing of something that I thought would make me happy. So I just been reminding myself, it's okay, man, just live. Maybe that's all you need. Maybe you just need to live today. Like, what are we gonna know about tomorrow? If tomorrow is just gonna be tsunami, what am I gonna do? Maybe I can escape, right? But what if the whole world is gonna, right? It's gonna explode. Where am I going? Nowhere. So, I know it sounds kind of morbid, but the idea is really to just a reminder that it's okay. I know it's hard, and I know it's you watching, you desperately want to change, alright? I'm not saying everyone, but at least I know my friend want to change. Like I do. But sometimes you're just gonna give yourself that permission just to be, and just let go. Like my other friend says, leap of faith. Such a wise master. And maybe that's all we need. You can have plans. That's nothing wrong. You can have such a crazy plan. Who knows it's gonna work or not? Because you never been there. I never been there, right? Might not work for me, but it might work for you. But live by all means. And I will see you guys next time. Yeah.